Well, welcome back, everyone, to another daily devotion that we are doing here at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa. I am Pastor Roy Carlin, and this devotion is being recorded for broadcast on the morning of Monday, April 4th of 2022. So if you're watching it sometime in the future, welcome to our devotion. We are in the Gospel of Matthew, and we're in the 9th chapter of Matthew. We're looking at verses 9 to 13 as we work our way through the Gospel of Matthew. If you like, go back and look. We do have a playlist of all of the different books that we've done devotions of. And if you like this, what we do here, please click the like and subscribe. We'd love to have you here on a regular basis. So let's look at verses 9 to 13, shall we, in the 9th chapter of Matthew's Gospel. It's the call of Matthew. Matthew's going to get on board today. As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth. And he said to him, "Follow me." And he got up and followed him. And as they sat at dinner in the house, many tax collectors and sinners came and were sitting with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" But when he heard this, he said, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. Go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have come to call not the righteous, but sinners." Okay. This is an interesting story right off the gate, right out of the gate, as we say. Matthew is sitting at his tax booth. Now we have to realize we're in Capernaum here. We're in the hub of where Jesus works out of is Capernaum. He is back in Capernaum, and Capernaum is along the ancient trade route that's known as the Via Maris. And that's a large trade route. It's an old trade route. Being a tax collector in Capernaum would not be a bad gig, as they say. He would have been doing reasonably well, if not very well, being a tax collector there. So Matthew, and we don't know if Matthew wrote the Gospel of Matthew or not. Possibly he did. That's tradition. There's nothing internally that says Matthew wrote this. Remember that. So here, he, though, immediately, without hesitation, and we don't have no indication that Jesus has spoken to him prior to this time. It's just come, and boom, up and out he goes and follows Jesus. In fact, he takes Jesus to his home to feed him dinner and invites his friends over. And of course, he's a tax collector, so he's not the most popular guy in Capernaum. The Jews would not have had much use for him because he's working for the Romans. He is a collaborator. Remember Judas the Zealot, or Judas Iscariot, and Simon the Zealot, rather. Both of them, Judas Iscariot probably was a zealot. That's why I get that confused sometimes. They were probably, neither one of them probably liked Matthew very much, at least initially. But he's not a popular guy at all with anybody that's Jewish because he's a tax collector. The tax collectors were given so much that they had to collect, and anything they collected over that amount was profit to them. So they obviously wanted to wring as much as they could out of the populace. It was better for their pocketbook if they could. So made them not popular people. So he's got sinners and tax collectors, probably mostly tax collectors that are sinners by virtue of being tax collectors, that are eating dinner with Jesus. And Jesus is, the Pharisees see this and they're like to the disciples, "What the heck are you doing here? Does he not know who he's eating dinner with, for pity's sakes?" Table fellowship was important in the Jewish culture just as it's important in our culture. For us, table fellowship, we do communion every day, or every Sunday rather, here at Woodlawn, and it's a big part of our worship service. Table fellowship, communion. We have Sunday night meals here at Woodlawn. It's a big part of for the group that does that, it's a big deal for us. It's a big part of our week to come and sit down and eat together on Sunday night. And we have other table fellowship times. Tomorrow the women are having Lenten luncheon. That will be table fellowship for them. The men have the Lenten breakfast they do during Lent. It's a big thing in the Christian faith. It's a big thing here. It's an intimate time. It's a time when you are, you're reclining, you're at ease, and there's an intimacy to it. It's an important time. That's an important part of being a Christian for us, is our fellowship time. And such is the matter here. It's not that he's not just that he is associating with them, he's eating with them, for pity's sakes. He's having fellowship with them. And so they're wondering what's going on here. And Jesus simply says to them, hey, the people that are well have no need for a physician, but those who sick do. I've come not to call the righteous, but to call the sinners. And there are no righteous among us. Sorry, so he's calling everybody, but he's pointing out those that are the most have fallen away the most are the ones that Jesus is searching for the most. And who's going to be the most gracious? The one that's forgiven many sins, or the one that's forgiven little sin? There's that dichotomy as well. So Jesus here is correcting them. I come for everybody, the sinners as well as the saints, folks. He is here, and of course, he is where he goes, where the folks are that need to be saved. And that's a message that we should look to as well. I've heard of different people doing bar ministries and things like that, where they're going joining pool leagues in order to be at the bar, thinking that that's where they're going to run into folks that need to hear the most about Jesus. Never tried that one, but I'm not particularly a good pool player either, so wouldn't try that one. That level up anyway. But at any rate, this is what Jesus is telling us. Go out and find folks where they may be to bring them to the Father. All right, that's what I've got for you today, I guess. I'm going to let it go with that. Tomorrow's verses are going to be chapter 9, verses 14 to 17. And we're going to be talking about fasting. Okay? That doesn't sound like any fun at all, does it? All right, have a blessed day, and please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye. God bless.